the citizens of Washington were hastily gathering up all their movable possessions and leaving the city in all safe directions. Dolly had remained in the president's house with instructions from her husband to be ready to flee at a moment's notice.
Dolly Madison. Since sunrise, I have been turning my spyglass in every direction, hoping to discern the approach of my dear husband. But alas, Mr. Madison comes not. 2 messengers covered with dust come to bid me fly.
Dolly Madison had been deserted by her honor guard that were supposed to keep her safe. Dolly was a Quaker, although not a fanatical one. She slept with a sword beneath her bed and said that she believed in giving as good as you got.
I was so unfeminine as to be free from fear and willing to remain in the White House. If I could have had a cannon from every window. But alas, those who should have placed them there fled before me. 2 hours before the enemy entered the city, I sent out the silver, the velvet curtains, the cabinet papers, and General Washington's picture.
One thing she wouldn't give way on was the portrait of George Washington. It was one of the standing portraits mounted in the entrance hall. She knew that to the British, who still considered Washington one of history's great traitors, that portrait would be the greatest trophy of the war. And she was determined that they wouldn't have it.
It was actually screwed to the wall. There wasn't time to unscrew it, so she gave the order to break the frame and take the painting out, which was then given to, as she put it, 2 gentlemen of New York for safekeeping. Dolly set off in her coach and made for the country. It was twilight on the 24th of August, 1814, when the red-coated troops were at the city and marching up Pennsylvania Avenue.
When they arrived in Washington, they burned the Capitol and then tramped more than a mile down Pennsylvania Avenue before they got into the White House. They found a table laid for 40 because Dolly Madison, the First Lady, had been expecting the military and the cabinet for dinner. So they feasted inelegantly. They toasted the health of their Prince Regent. They even drank to peace with America and down with Madison. And when one of the men found the ceremonial hat belonging to the president, he raised it by the tip of his bayonet. And he said if they could not capture the little president, they would parade his hat in England. They hacked at doors and window frames. They got all the furniture together. That night, they burned the White House.
That night, people in Washington could read by the light of the fires. From a distance, the President of the United States, riding away, kept stopping to look at the flames coming from his city.
Washington was a city in the making before the war. It was still evolving, a work in progress, if you like. And that had all been destroyed.